The CCP wants you to know the West is over and China is on the rise with breakthroughs in bleeding-edge technology. But at the end of the day, is this just more made-in-China crap, or should we be worried? Welcome to China Uncensored. I'm Chris Chappell. There has been a major technological breakthrough from China that could change the current world order. But first, I want to start by saying thank you to the thousands of you who have signed this petition so far, telling Apple to stop ignoring our China Uncensored mobile app. We submitted our iOS app to Apple on January 24th. We're supposed to hear back with approval or rejection if they want us to make changes within about 5 business days. It's now been 47 days. No word from Apple, and a lot of people are concerned that Apple is soft censoring us by trying to simply ignore our application forever. It wouldn't be the first time. The last time Apple censored us was back in 2017 when they blocked the China Uncensored TV app from Taiwan and Hong Kong with zero justification. So we launched a petition and got nearly 10,000 signatures, along with some media attention, and then Apple suddenly unblocked our app, and mysteriously and without any comment as to why. Surely it was some kind of technical error and not some kind of intentional act of censorship related to their billions of dollars a year of revenue from China. Well, it's probably the same thing now, which is why it's so important that you sign this petition and get us to 10,000 signatures. I'll put a link to the petition below. Now, back to the episode. So back in January, China blew up global stock markets when it dropped Deepseek, the most advanced artificial intelligence with no knowledge whatsoever about Tiananmen Square in 1989 for some reason. And now, it's happening again with Manus, the world's first fully autonomous AI agent. It was released by Chinese startup Monica, a subsidiary of the Singapore-registered entity The Butterfly Effect. Why does China name things after video games and movies? They already had a spy operation called Skynet, now an AI agent named after a Dark Souls boss, from a startup named after a Doki Doki Literature Club character, and a company with the same name as a shockingly decent Ashton Kutcher movie. Manus is said to beat similar models by OpenAI and give Google and Microsoft's AI models a run for their money. It's been gaining a lot of attention since March 5th, when Monica came out with an announcement video. According to the video and Monica's website, Manus can do everything from devising a travel itinerary to ranking job resumes, providing an in-depth stock analysis, creating interactive courses, comparing different insurance policies, assisting business-to-business supplier sourcing, and more. Basically, if you've got a job, not for much longer you don't. This has sent shockwaves around the world. The CCP has been desperate to portray China as the future, a leader in bleeding-edge tech, while the West, and particularly the United States, fall behind. And many think China may have just done that. Forbes says Manus changes everything. Manus is not just another chatbot, nor is it merely an improved search engine dressed in futuristic branding. It is a system that doesn't just assist humans, it replaces them. It is, in many ways, the first true general AI agent. The message of Chinese technological superiority is being pushed hard. China-based websites are putting out all sorts of articles in English, building it up. Same goes for Chinese state-run media, in English. They even posted about Manus on X, which is banned in China. And yet, pro-China influencers are on X, promoting Manus, to let the world know that China is kicking some serious butt. The message China is putting out is targeted at you. They want you to hear, loud and clear, in English, that China is on the rise. And as I said, this message is now bleeding over into Western media. The same exact thing happened with Deepseek less than 2 months ago. Overnight, it became one of the top most downloaded apps, with the buzz surrounding it delivering a huge blow to the US economy, when it put tech shares on the stock market on track for a $1 trillion drop. Yes, that's trillion with a T. But like most things involving the Chinese Communist Party, it was all based on lies. It turned out Deepseek kinda sucks. It has a much higher fail rate than its Western competitors and was built on stolen data from OpenAI. And if you start asking about things the CCP considers politically incorrect, like the Tiananmen Square massacre, it would explode. But the reason a crappy Chinese knockoff was able to make $1 trillion disappear from the stock market was because China pushed a narrative hard, and it got picked up in the West. The Deepseek hype was fueled by fake profiles. Out of nearly 42,000 profiles discussing Deepseek-related content across major social media platforms, almost 3,400 of them were fake. These fake profiles worked in sync, actively pushing positive narratives to hype up Deepseek and create the illusion of widespread excitement and adoption. They did that by talking with each other and actual users, as well as flooding the comments in already trending conversations. Guess what? Nearly 45% of the fake accounts pushing Deepseek were created in 2024, which just happened to align with Deepseek's rise. The sad thing is, it worked. People flocked to Deepseek, and their data was sucked up and leaked neatly to China, including from stupid government employees. Maybe it wouldn't be the worst thing if AI took jobs from people this dumb. The same thing is happening with Manus. People within the AI community found that Manus was running on top of other existing AI models, like Anthropic's Claude Sonnet model and Alibaba's Qwen, along with many other tools like Browser Use, which is an open source AI agent in the same vein as Manus. Even Manus's chief researcher confirmed this, so it's not as mind-blowingly innovative as the headlines might have you believe. It also just doesn't work all that well. Users noted on X that it's slow and gets stuck on web searches. It also makes easy to spot mistakes and doesn't have citations and references for its work, which Manus competitor OpenAI's Deep Research does. So it's slow and not very good at its job. Man, it really is like a lot of entry-level assistants. TechCrunch did a bunch of experiments and found that Manus failed at ordering a fried chicken sandwich, booking a flight ticket, and reserving a table at a restaurant. So maybe our human jobs are safe for now. And yet, you have pro-China influencers sharing this flashy video of a bunch of smartphone apps running at the same time to showcase Manus's capabilities. Yes, very impressive. Except even the co-founder of Manus said this wasn't Manus. But if you tell a lie long enough, people will believe it. Just like Forbes believes the era of autonomous AI agents has begun and China is leading the charge. The CCP wants us to give up, but we won't. Just like how we won't give up and allow Apple, which just so happens to rely on the China market for more than $50 billion in revenue per year, to get away with keeping China uncensored off its app store. So click below and sign this petition to tell Apple to not censor the China Uncensored app. Remember, we need at least 10,000 signatures, so don't wait. Once again, I'm Chris Chappell. Click below.